Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Wait, what?
Because this is crazy. Yeah, the guy that was the class speaker, the guest speaker for the graduation. I mean, this guy went on for 45 minutes talking about he eventually got to C-3PO and R2-D2 somehow. Was on a graduation speech. It was incredible.
Wait, when was
this? Was at Cooley's graduation at West Liberty, and I was working. And who was it that got the class?
It was Rodney. Rodney just started clapping. Just yeah. The whole place just erupted in claps. Just to get this guy.
We didn't.
I swear to God, he just went. Started clapping. Everybody was
the place
that is phenomenal.
Went crazy. The place went crazy because it's like, oh, he's done. He's done. Thank God.
I was like, what's that? He's like, dude, I couldn't fucking listen any longer.
He wasn't done yet.
No, he just started clapping.
No.
You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome into the Pine Room Podcast, episode 78. 78. Why was 78? No, wait. Why was 6 for 87?
789.
789. Welcome to the Pine Room Podcast.
We should just shut it down from there.
That was it. Everybody
Thanks
booed.
for episode 78.
Everybody just turned their thing off. All right. Jeff, Chris, Jarrett, Cools, myself here in the studio. This is like one of the only times Matt hasn't been on, because Matt's on pretty much every week.
Yeah.
This is one of the first time he's been on.
Matt needed a day off.
He does.
Yeah, he needed it.
Yeah, definitely deserved.
Yeah, so he's taking a break, had a good day on the radio. We talked to Rick Vion of the Belmont Brew Works. Talked to him. That place seems like a crazy place. Not crazy, but it's had some pretty cool food, pretty cool drinks. They got purple elephants, like some kind of blueberry beer. They got all kinds of different food, salads. So go check out Belmont Brew Works over in Martins Ferry. We talked about some sports today. Talked about some history. We talked about the Eagle. We got breaking news on the Wheeling Park Eagle that we'll spread on Friday. So you guys will just get to hear about the Eagle and some revelatory news on Friday. But we had a good day, talked about some fun stuff, and now we're back here in the studio. Coach did some promo work. He recorded some promos for the podcast and for the radio station.
Did you guys talk about the most important thing going on in our country right now?
What's that?
Taylor Swift and football games.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that
We
up.
actually didn't bring it up because I was like, I was gonna bring it up, and I was like, well, everybody's probably talking about it. But I didn't watch any of the games that she's been to, and he was.
I was having a meltdown last night.
It's the dumbest fucking thing.
I was so mad.
It is.
I was
so dumb.
I was so pissed. But every other play, even when Travis Kelce wasn't involved, it was Taylor Swift. And I get it; it's not her fault. But I mean, holy shit! I don't get it. I don't understand. I guess for ratings.
Well, that's
probably.
The funny part about GC. I mean, literally, she's breaking records right now for NFL fucking football. It's absurd.
Now every Swiftie is a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Isn't
and
that
a
so
Travis
weird?
Kelce fan.
I think it's so weird.
It's
a little obsessive.
It's
Really
obsessive.
obsessive.
It's fucking weird.
It's really
and
weird.
I found this out last night that I don't know if you guys saw. When were they on? Sunday?
Last night,
yeah.
No.
Sunday.
Excuse me. Sunday, yeah.
Oh, it is.
They
Tuesday,
were Sunday night
When they
football.
said when they began that broadcast, and I wasn't watching, but I saw it online that Carson Daly began the whole broadcast like doing a tutorial to all the Swiftie fans. We're going to watch this game on the basic rules of football.
That's so.
Oh.
That's so weird.
That's
So it's become like a fucking huge spectacle. The game is secondary.
So,
really is.
100%.
Oh yeah.
It's not even close.
I mean, I don't get it. It just seems like is it like arranged, like that Kelce and her? I mean, there's something weird about all this.
To me, I
bullshit.
think she and I don't like her. I mean, not to say I dislike her, Like I think she's a great artist. I think she's got some really good songs, but I think there's some background.
Well,
to
you think
those
they're
two.
clout chasing?
I mean, like you. What's the coincidence that she is dating one of the more famous guys in the NFL right now, if not the most famous guy in the NFL right now, and he's dating the most famous artist on the scene right now? What's the chances?
Well, not only that, and probably on the best team in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, and then you see.
Probably wouldn't be dating somebody from the Bears.
No, I don't think so.
Do you
the Broncos.
What are the chances of her just dating like a regular
I gotta
guy?
say, you think she'd date someone from the podcast?
No. it literally gets her nothing. Nothing.
But I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
she doesn't need anything. I'll tell you this much: if the role was reversed, I think it would be cool to marry somebody normal. So they would level you out, they would balance you.
Yes.
I don't think if you were in that spot, I mean, it would be hard to match that because it'd just be you would always be on. It's dumb.
You guys don't think we're famous enough for Taylor Swift?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
I don't think we'll ever be.
I'll be dead.
But she's too famous to date.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
Chris will be.
I don't know. Part of me thinks that it's a publicity stunt, but part of me it's like Travis Kelce using his resources, his fame. I mean, because I guess apparently he did it when he went to one of her concerts, and I guess the Swifties give each other friendship. I don't know, is that what it is? Cool, friendship
like bracelets or something.
And he put his number on one, and then I guess the rest is history. That's what
his agent contacted her agent. They said, "Hey, let's do a little something. You'll break up." Now, here's the thing. I bet you in 4 years, maybe not even that,
a year,
2 years.
Well, we went from 4 to 1 to 2. Where are we at?
Yeah, we're small because I'm realizing what their plan is. I guarantee you, she's gonna if they break up, which they most definitely will, because she can't seem to hold on to anybody. She'll write a song about him. And then that'll be like the big everybody will be up in arms about that song, and that'll be her biggest number one hit.
It'll get like 1 billion plays.
Oh yeah.
If she got married, does she change her last name?
Not a shot.
Yeah, it'll be
Hell
not
no.
a shot.
Swift Kelce.
And the
Taylor
thing about
Kelce?
it, she's part of that that movement where no matter who she marries, she's not she wouldn't change her name. Nah, not a shot.
She's got to. I mean, can you imagine?
I hope it's actually like a 2 Live Crew rated version song, like "Fuck Number 87."
Right.
Something like if it's gonna be
Yeah.
like something on those lines, I hope it would be that would be kind of cool.
Right,
No.
shooting him and shit. You know.
But here's the deal: I agree with her, and I'm man enough to admit I do. I think her music's actually pretty solid.
I think
Yeah,
so too.
Well, and she writes music and she plays
she's talented that
instruments,
way. So I think that's
she's
super
very,
cool. She
very
is annoying
talented.
as fuck. By no means I'm not God's gift, but I do not find that chick one bit attractive. Like
No?
nothing. Cooley's laughing.
I think she's naturally attractive.
Yeah.
I think this is such a guy or a conversation.
Yeah.
I think
you
there's
want to start scratching yourself all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think like. Do you think there's a difference between being naturally pretty and like what do we equivalent it to? So it's like you're naturally pretty, or like
yeah,
you
we've
build
had
it.
this conversation. Like you're either like pretty or like if you're like bad.
Yeah, like you're like who can I
in
relate it
quotes,
to? Who's
in
like
quotes.
a-
Bad.
I know what naturally pretty is in my eyes, and I don't even see that in her.
no.
No, because I'll be honest, she's all done up.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never really can get a clear read on who she actually is because she's got.
She always had like bright red lipstick.
bright red. She's
on,
amazing.
and I mean,
I said if she walked in the 19th hole, everybody's heads going.
Do you think so? Really? If I see it, Cool. I love you to
Cool,
death.
I would kinda
disagree with that.
disagree with if she wasn't like if you didn't know her,
Didn't
if
know
she
her,
wasn't
fuck
Taylor
no.
Swift,
Not a
I
shot.
kind of agree with Jeff here. Yeah, I think she's
Do you
not
find her
mid,
that
but
hot? Really?
I think so.
But there's
on a
nothing wrong with
celebrity
that.
scale, she's not that
Nowhere
hot. But I
close.
think on like a regular human scale,
Really?
Yeah.
Chris,
I'm
Mr.
kinda
Pavlik?
I'm kind of with Jeff
Okay.
here.
I find her attractive. I mean, I'm not using I'm not going to use your term "smoke show" because
Okay.
I'm not going to go that far. But I think she's
yeah, I
pretty
don't
girl.
like. I wouldn't give up my legs for her, but like she's.
Oh, wow.
So, but
attractive.
here's the deal. You're not wrong though, because there's a lot of men that think she's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're wrong. I just I don't know.
I'm with you, Jeff. I'm with you. I mean, I think she's good looking, but I think 19th hole isn't really a good. I don't know if that's a good standard, but if she walked into,
Godfathers.
I'll
let's
tell
say
you what.
Godfathers.
I don't know.
Am I wrong, Job? Am I wrong? Be
No,
honest.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
She's just kind of,
I'm just turning everybody. I love it.
I mean, now granted, here in this area, she would be.
See, I disagree with that too.
Do you think
I
so?
guarantee that I agree with Jarrett. She walks in the 19th hole. People, minus the horny fucks that have been there since noon. I mean,
see, I would say because she's tall. She's tall, right?
I think that.
like
So that's funny. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Go ahead.
Well, that's fucked up. But she does have that. I would agree with you on that note. I think she has that build that some dudes are truly into.
See, and I think she's tall. She's got blonde hair, and she's like, I mean, she's not ugly. So like those three combine to make a person that people will look at. I think
that's fair. That is 100% fair.
Like I'm.
But also, some people don't like tall girls.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I would say the majority of. Well,
actually, I can't say that. Never mind.
That fits your bill.
Yeah.
Tall,
I'd say,
blonde.
I mean.
Well, I gotta say, when I see blonde hair, I'm like,
yeah, my ears
I'm like a
immediately
dog.
perk
See,
up.
I don't. That used to be me. I mean, I used to be.
my ears stand up.
You're right.
The hair color really doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not discriminating. There's not like nothing
I
wrong
hope
with
So
that.
do you have a type? I know, right?
No, I mean, not really. I genuinely, and I had this conversation with Hannah. I don't think I really don't. I really don't. Like, I have such a vast variety of my taste. It's really weird.
I will say that.
okay.
Like, Jub has never been like he's so random with his type. I guess I would say.
I feel weird saying this because obviously I'm with Hannah, but like just as a default, like I could like who's a good example of somebody like
Taylor Swift.
Taylor, yeah, but I don't. She doesn't do much. Like Jeff, she doesn't do much.
Default
for me.
build.
No, I'm trying to think. Give me like a popular artist that like Dua Lipa. Like Dua Lipa is all of it. Do you know who Dua Lipa is?
I do.
You know,
I think
now
she's
what do you?
attractive.
Yeah,
100%. She's hot.
Chris, you don't know Dua Lipa?
I've heard the name, but you could show me a picture. I wouldn't
Yeah,
know who it
Chris.
was.
She's,
What are you saying? She's
yeah,
ugly?
she gets the job.
No.
She's got a lot of.
She
I'm
gets
saying
the job done.
My scale goes from
Does she have
like
any skill though?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, definitely.
Good
She,
tunes.
she couldn't be in the stripper Olympics, but I mean,
No. I'm eating that door, Chris.
That reaction, Chris. Fuck man.
I think you put him to
tough
sleep.
crowd.
Jeff.
I
Chris.
did,
Tough
Jesus.
crowd, Jeff.
He was the most excited about the stripper Olympics last. God damn it.
Well, I looked that up on that website.
Yes, you did, guy. That's why I call you a fucking friend.
There's
That
a
was
triple
fun.
Olympics.
Yeah, we talked about it last
that's right.
episode.
But I do
it's
think
moronic. But
that's the cool part about attractiveness and what you're attracted to. It's in the eyes of the beholder. So I think it is kind of crazy how you can be in a room with 10 people and people just have different outlooks on what's attractive. And that's super cool. That's what it's all about.
What's the
Everybody's
band?
got their person.
Still into you?
Avril Lavigne,
No, so I
Paramore?
think. Yeah, who sings? Who's the lead singer of Paramore?
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Williams.
Oh, Haley Williams.
think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think.
Something Williams. I have
Anyway,
no idea. Why?
Why? What's your lane?
I mean, what's my lane? I agree. I think one of you guys just said it. Beauty's beauty.
Yeah,
At the end of the day. And it really, hair color, cut, whatever. Beauty's beauty. But I would probably more lean the blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. I wonder, like, so many people lean that way, and I don't understand it. I mean, I do too.
Is it and then this is not to hurt anybody's feelings. What are you laughing about?
just such dickheads. But
Yeah.
I love it.
I think if you were gonna put your thumb on it, and this is so fucking like truly low, but it's like America.
Yeah. Well,
I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like I think if you would go to any other, I get Russia would probably get the same thing. I mean, if you think about a
Yeah,
Russian girl,
it's a
they're
good-
blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of thing.
Well, that was
It's a
Matt's
good one.
type hair. That's one thing,
Vladimir.
Yeah,
Oh, Russian. Yeah.
There's Russian women.
He does. He does enjoy that.
But
What we got going on?
who
here?
the hell is that,
Oh,
John?
is that Taylor?
That's Taylor.
Is that a mugshot?
no, I it's like
Oh, dude,
Or
could
she
you
just
imagine
got-
if she got a DUI?
She just got done getting an 8-ball of cocaine. My God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
What's going on with that? What is it?
That's Taylor Swift.
Without makeup?
Yes.
Now here's the deal. I'm going to eat my words. She looks pretty there.
Yeah.
So that's like her without anything on.
Who is this? Hold on. Is this filtered itself?
No, that's a. I'm assuming that's a picture of her with no makeup on.
I smell BS. Not calling you out. I don't know if that.
Like, I wonder when that was from. If it's legit.
If you're just listening to this, Jubb pulled up a picture of Taylor Swift. Looked like she was getting ready. She looked like a mugshot.
She was in the corner wheeling.
Jeff said she looks like she did an 8-ball cut.
I think she's definitely attractive.
Well, I'll be honest with you, like some of these pictures, I'm going to be honest, have changed my mind a little bit. Yeah. But when I see her like last night on TV or Tuesday, Sunday night, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know what let's just say, one of you young guys are in the NFL, and we were part of your posse, and we got our own booth, or our own suite, and then Cooley starts dating Taylor Swift, and then she comes and hangs. Like, I wonder if she's relatable. Like, would she just be like, yeah, hey, what's up, Doyle, and yeah, fuck the Eagles?
That's what I think.
Would she?
Yeah, I don't know. Cool? That's a good question.
That's a really good.
It looked like she was in there drinking.
I guess it just depends on how much she loves Tyler Cooley.
I think. Yeah. I think a lot of those people would. The question I have is kids that start famous early, like.
Justin Bieber,
Charlie D'Amelio. I watched it. Have you know who Charlie D'Amelio is? Chris?
They're like TikTok stars.
She's like the most famous girl on social media ever. Like, she has the most followers on social media ever. She's like a normal teenage girl.
What's she do?
Dances, like
talks.
does 30-second dances, and that's it. And they made a documentary. I don't know how, or like a reality show of her and her family. And she's made, millions and millions and millions of dollars for literally doing nothing, for dancing in front of people, and people think she's hot. And she was like 15 at the time, which is weird.
Oh God.
Yeah, and now she's like 18. Or like 19, maybe 20. I don't even know. But they made this reality show. It honestly, I wish you could watch 20 minutes of it with get in this room and watch 20 minutes of this documentary.
Would you get dumber?
It's the most embarrassing thing. I can't believe people actually. Hannah was watching it, and I was like, "How in the world are you watching this right now?" They're complaining. She's complaining about how she's overworked, how she's going to go take. She does nothing. She does. They hire her to go do shows. She was just on the Talk the other day while we were on radio. She literally is famous for making 30-second videos, and now she's like, she was at the Kids' Choice Awards, at the MTV Music Awards. For doing nothing. And you should listen to her complain and the issues that they bring up on this reality show. It's gross.
Is it worse than the Kardashians?
Way worse. Because at least the Kardashians built like an empire of being the Kardashians. Like, they didn't do anything.
No, they did.
But at least they have...
like a clothing brand or makeup and
yes,
stuff.
like they built that up. This girl has done nothing. At least in my eyes, she's done nothing. And this reality show is fucking gross.
That kind of just shows how fucking far we've fallen as a society.
Oh, God. Prime example.
It's disgusting.
It takes time to learn those dances.
But what,
that would land just as well with the Jumper Olympics.
That's like I remember, and I don't think it's on, but it was on MTV. Remember how MTV transformed from just music videos, and then it got raunchy and raunchy. Then it was like Teen Mom and
Jackass,
and people would watch that shit like they were glorifying it.
And that's the fun, even that Teen Mom. That's the sad thing about it is was supposed to be education, was supposed to be awareness on what not to do. And you're right, they glorified fucking 15-year-olds.
It became like
the thing
was
to
the
do.
Biggest thing, yeah. Teen Mom. Oh, maybe I'll get on the TV show and make a bunch of money because I got pregnant at 16.
That's what this cunt does.
This is what she does. This is what she does for 30 seconds, and she's got. I don't even know what she's at now.
I just saw 15 seconds. I'm dumber now than I walked around.
Yeah, you went.
I love Chris Pavlik.
It's just fucking stupid. What is wrong with people?
A lot. Because
she has 151 million followers on social media.
Wow.
151 million followers for doing that.
That's a disturbing picture.
Yeah, I know. That kind of scared me when it popped up.
Like a mug shot. Like, wow.
But here's the deal. This just shows to us, hopefully, that who knows? Once again, if she can make, that's crazy. I
don't know. It's wild. It's really,
so
really wild.
When she started her shit, she was 15 years old, and she built I know it's not an empire, but built an empire in a couple years, and she's the number one.
I honestly wouldn't even say a couple of years. She might have been.
It was during COVID, I feel like.
It was
probably.
Probably 3 TikTok had just came out, and it was like, it was on the rise.
She just take off like wildfire?
Oh, I mean, she
And
was
just doing that.
millions of followers in a couple of days. I mean, it was like it's ridiculous. It's
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
That's very wild.
Now she's got like she sings now. Like even though she like it, that's what I also think is funny too. Like a celebrity will become famous for something unrelated, and they will start into another field.
A lot of them start singing. I think it's weird.
Yeah, I think it's really weird.
Then the singers then become actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like John Cena. He was a WWE wrestler. Now he's in movies.
He's
now.
in too many movies.
The Rock.
So is The Rock.
Yeah.
That's a good point. When you watch a movie with The Rock in it, do you ever just see the character?
No, he ruined him being Black Adam ruined that movie.
Yeah.
Like that movie was supposed to be unbelievable.
I won't watch.
Because every time you see The Rock in a movie, it's just The Rock
It's
in
The
a
Rock.
movie.
He's too damn big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raise the eyebrow up and everything like
The
that.
people's eyebrow.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but it's just I see movies like that. I mean, I'm sure his are all action, right? Just
like
explosions,
comedy.
Yeah,
I think he does it all. I think now.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin Hart are like a good
They're the
pair.
team, though. But to answer your question, no, I never really thought about that. But now moving forward, I guarantee
You're
that
just
I'll
gonna
always
see
see
him.
it.
No, I always see The Rock. That's it.
Yeah, I just I don't know why. I mean, I guess he's making millions and millions of dollars doing that. So I mean, I guess if you can do it, you can do it. One day, I guess people will be talking shit on me if I end up trying to sing or something. I don't know.
You can
We're
sing.
hoping.
Chubb's a good singer.
He's an excellent singer.
No,
Excellent.
I'm not
You
a
were
good
singing
singer.
opera on Sunday.
He'd be really good.
Oh yeah.
You gave us that little sample.
What were you listening to? Luciano?
I think, yeah.
Luciano Pavarotti, and then the one Tchaikovsky.
We didn't listen to that.
No, you didn't turn it on.
Yeah, you didn't
Well,
wanna
I
hear
did,
it.
and then we started talking about something else.
Yeah.
What time did you guys break up on Sunday?
Right after that.
It was pretty
it's
early.
about halftime of the 4 o'clock games, so
Gotcha.
probably like 5ish, I think.
Yeah.
Well, when we watched, then we finished watching NASCAR.
Yeah, if we finished the
'Cause that went
NASCAR
into
race. Yeah, the
overtime,
car.
I
The
think.
Did you guys?
car
I
race.
know you guys probably didn't. You guys go down the vets?
For like 3. I want to go see. Well, Brad was up, but I talked to his dad, Mark McLaughlin. I had 2 beers and I was out.
My dad didn't go down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, stayed in.
But he didn't miss shit.
No.
There was nothing going on down there.
Well, if you're learning or you're asking yourself, I guess you wouldn't ask yourself this, but why do we have the Pine Room on Sunday? Because we normally have it on Saturday. We had our big golf scramble, unbelievable golf scramble. The PRWGC. It was an unbelievable day, and go look forward to seeing that on social media. Check it with social media, and you'll see some videos of that, or a video of that
Who
come out
actually
next
won?
week.
Who won? Who won?
Scotty and
Scotty and James.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they might be kicked
saying
out
I
next year.
came in second. Unbelievable upset.
Yeah, we might have to recap after. Our,
Well, yeah, we'll recap after that. We got a very, very special guest coming up in the middle of the show. Jarrett, who do we have?
I was going to say my friend, but I guess we're really not friends. But no, country singer Vincent Mason. He's an up-and-coming country music star out of Nashville, Tennessee, so you're going to hear all about him here in a second.
Cool.
What's up, everyone? This is Brian Campbell with the Pine Room. I would like to personally invite you to the Capitol Theater on Saturday, November the 4th at 7 p.m. Presented by the Augusta Levy Learning Center, this year's 12th annual Ohio Valley Dancing with the Stars is something you don't want to miss. You can buy tickets now at Westbanco Arena or find the link on Augusta Levy's Facebook. There are multiple options that night for you and your friends. $35 for a show ticket or $65 for both dinner and the show. I don't want to give anything away, but it's about to go down and then back up and maybe a cartwheel and a spin. Either way, I'll see you there. Oh yeah, and welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, so we're here with country singer from Nashville, Tennessee, Vincent Mason. Vincent, the last time I saw you, well, I guess the first time I ever saw you, was at Generations here in Wheeling. I've been dying to ask you this before we kind of get anything. How in the world did you get hooked up at Generations in Wheeling, West Virginia?
Yeah, dude. Wild that you were there and that you knew my music. It was my aunt. My whole family is from West Virginia, and my aunt knows the booker at Generations and the owner. I don't know how to say their last name, but she knows Mike. Yeah, Topanga. Yeah. I didn't want to say it wrong, but she's good friends with Mike, and she's been hitting him to have me play a show there for like a year, I think, and then we finally got set up with an agent and all that. And,
who's your aunt?
My aunt is Aunt Lisa Caruso.
Oh, do you know any of them?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. To answer your question, who's your uncle? I guess.
Vincent Caruso.
Yes.
Yeah, another Vincent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know the family at least. Yeah.
So I'm sure my dad would know.
100%.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm down here, Vincent. I'm the producer here, and I'm not. I'm twin brothers with Jarrett, and I'm not shitting you. Like, just so you know that he's not bullshitting you. When he knew you were coming to Generations, he was like, I don't fucking believe that he's going to be.
I swear to God, I couldn't believe it.
Well, I'll tell you, I couldn't believe anybody in there knew my stuff, and let alone it was the top of your Spotify Wrapped. I was shocked.
So you really?
I thought it was.
You really were surprised that when I came up to you?
Dude, I was shocked. It was not like a go play for anybody that might know it kind of thing. It was just like my aunt was like, come down and play a show, and it was like a family reunion type thing.
Dude, that's so crazy. I couldn't believe, and I kept telling him sitting next to me, Cooley, I was like, dude, we gotta go. We were sitting drinking before we went, and I'm like, dude, he's gonna be done soon. Like, I want to go. Let's go. And then happened that you were walking out, and I got to say hi to you, and now you're here. So we appreciate you coming on.
So those types of situations, do those occur like a good bit? Like, what? I mean, that's got to be a really cool ass feeling to like think that you're gonna go somewhere and nobody's gonna know you, and then all of a sudden people are coming up to you and like, fuck, we do know who this cat is.
Yeah, well, that one was even more surprising, especially, not only did he know it, but it was like the most listened to song of the year, which I appreciate. Like, meeting anybody in general that's heard my song is new for me, and like I'm just starting to play shows this year. So to answer your question, yes, and we're out on the road with Ashley Cooke right now, and she's been awesome. And that's my first time playing, really like touring or playing that many shows in a row, and meeting anybody that knows my stuff is pretty wild. I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah, good for you, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I want to go back. You said you're on tour with Ashley Cooke right now. I mean, she's one of the biggest female country artists going right now. How did you get involved with that?
That was another kind of luck of the draw thing. I signed with my agents in the summer, and 2 weeks into working with them, one of my agents pitched to Ashley's agent, and they were just like, we just got this kid, and she was looking for an opener, and she liked it, and she gave us a shot. So shout out to her. It was completely I had never met her or anything like that. She just liked the music and gave us a shot. So
hey, that's good to hear that. Where are you at next? Where do you go?
We just finished a run in California. We started in Santa Cruz and kind of worked our way down. We did 10 shows out there, and then we're headed to the Midwest. We're doing Michigan, Chicago, Indianapolis, and then a few more shows after that in November. I'm forgetting where.
I think you come to Columbus, I believe. I think.
Oh yeah, we're going to Columbus and Rootstown, Ohio. I'm not sure if that's October or November.
So we might have to go over and see him over in Columbus.
Yeah. So give us the skinny on touring. Give us the goods and give us the bads, I guess.
Yeah, really no. I mean, the bads right now. I mean, we're traveling. It's me. I have a tour manager, air quotes. He's just my buddy, but he is my tour manager.
He's got a title. That's all that matters.
The goal is to keep him on. He's gonna. That's the goal. But it's just me and him jumping in a car or whatever. We rented a truck out in California, and that part can be a lot of driving. I guess that's the only part that I could really complain about. But I'm so new to it, and like I was saying, playing the shows are so much fun, and meeting the people is so much fun, and having the opportunity to do it is great. So far, I love everything about it. It was a great change of pace after I've been writing in Nashville for about a year now, and pretty heavily. So it gets kind of stale just going and writing a song, coming home. I'm really excited about being out on the road. So it's all good stuff so far.
Yeah. So a little bit about your history. How long have you been like writing and playing music? How long have you been into it?
I started playing when I was 16. My sophomore year of high school, I got a guitar, and I would kind of learn stuff, and I could learn songs pretty quick and didn't really think anything of it. But I've always been kind of weird about like being able to teach myself like random stuff like Rubik's Cube or whatever, golf, and like stuff like that. Like I'd always get on YouTube and teach myself stuff. So everybody thought it was just like another one of those things. And I just kept playing. And I went to school at Ole Miss for my freshman year, and I brought the guitar and just found myself playing a lot more. And then I was it was really weird. I kind of felt myself wanting to write a song, but I had nothing to say. And then Christmas break kind of came around, and all of a sudden I wrote a verse chorus in my room. And as soon as I finished that, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And then COVID happened 2 weeks after I'd finished my first song, and I just kept writing through quarantine. And then I went downstairs in the middle of that and told my parents that I was like, I think I got to go to Nashville. It's where everyone's writing songs. And they were on board, which looking back is insane because I had written like 4 songs, and they were like, yeah, we'll help you. Go for it. And they were like, yeah. So I transferred to Lipscomb in their music school, and they had just started a music school. And yeah, it just worked out. They gave me a transfer scholarship and a music scholarship. And I was there for about 1.5 years, and I just stopped showing up after I started getting connected with people in Nashville. But they were great. I met a lot of people there and kind of got my footing there. And then, yeah, it's been about 3 years, I guess, or coming up on 4 in January. So
have you always sang? Have you were in like a choir or anything?
No, I never did, but I never realized it, but I was always freaking singing, like just annoying, like around the halls and stuff. And at my friends, I was always just like humming stuff and singing stuff. And I had teachers try to sign me up for choir actually 3 separate times. And I was just like, no way. You know, like when a dog doesn't want to get in the bathtub, like I was digging I was like, no shot am I joining choir. And I never did. But, yeah, I was always singing, but it was never in my head that I would go out and write songs and do what I'm doing now. It really felt like a God thing. That was never, ever at all something that I would have told you I would do if you asked me.
I'm sure you're probably happy you did now.
I am, yeah. It was really weird. It's we still have a lot of work to do, and we're not really close to where I want to be, but things are working. You know, I feel like we're on the path, and yeah, it's funny. I just felt like it would work out, which I said, looking back, was crazy to think, because I really started off with nothing. But I'm really thankful for where we're at.
I'll say this: I'm not a country music guy, and you know, props to you because I know you do good stuff. But we were in the car today, and he puts music on Spotify, and I don't know. What's this?
I put on Good Thing Going.
Yeah, and he was listening to that, and I had heard him play it before, and I was like, I thought this is another, you know, big country music guy, and I was like, oh shit, this is the guy we're having on today.
He literally
like,
said that. He said, oh, that's him.
Yeah, and I was like, and this is, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You can tell, because there are some people that we know around here that do, you know, they do songwriting and they sing and stuff like that, but you can tell just in the way that you sing and the way that you play. You can tell a difference in the way. I don't know what it is. It's really unique. I guess not unique, but there's something to your voice and the way that you sing. I can't describe it, but you definitely got a good thing going. I can tell you that much.
No pun intended, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I didn't mean to do that.
Hey,
I thought you did that on purpose. That's why I was laughing.
I'm not that good. No.
So coming from a guy that has zero creativity myself, like, can you give me a little background or the process of writing? Like, what does that look like?
So like I was saying, a lot of it was I was learning. I loved like country hits, just like random country hits and John Mayer. Like that was what I listened to the year before I started writing. And then I started finding some people that kind of, like Parker McCollum was one that I heard him, and I heard Hell of a Year and I Can't Breathe by him. And I was like, I think that makes sense to me. Like I was like, I could write a song like that, and I think people would buy it. And not buy it, like purchase it. Like I mean, like believe what I was saying is what I like authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I was just listening to a lot of music, and it came from, I used to think if you use the same chords as another song, like you were stealing, which is just insane because every song has the same, 4 or 5 chords or whatever. But it just came from like trying to understand the spirit of what they were doing. And understanding where it has to be your own idea and understanding where you can kind of borrow, I guess. And then from there, it's a lot of coming up with something on the guitar or whatever chords that feels like something. And then it's a lot of strumming and humming is what Chris Stapleton calls it, which is a good way to describe my process for sure. I again, back to YouTube, like I watched a ton of John Mayer, like interviews and master classes or whatever about him talking about songwriting. And he said he just gets something on guitar and then starts singing and tries to put words to it immediately. So it's a lot of sitting around wherever. Like it used to be my room, now it's the living room where I'm at, and it's a lot of sitting around, and you sing a lot of stuff that seems like nothing, like it makes no sense, and then all of a sudden you pull a phrase or you pull something, you're like, that works, and this would work on top of that, and then you can kind of reverse engineer from there. So that's how I do it most of the time. I just kind of wait for something to fall out that makes sense, and then I go back and build around it.
Well, I definitely think it's working. So are John Mayer and Parker, are those kind of your main influences? Do you have anybody else that you kind of not base your music off of, but get some inspiration from?
Yeah. John Mayer, huge. Parker McCollum was huge. Stapleton's another one. I don't try to sing like him because I don't think anyone should try to sing like him, but he's very good at taking. If you listen to his lyrics, they're very simple. They're really good, but they're very simple, and they don't do anything more than they need to do. It just makes you feel whatever he's trying to say. So I try to pull from Stapleton. Eric Church is another one that I love, his songwriting style and all that. And then also Ernest, Morgan Wallen, and Hardy, that trio. I found Parker McCollum and Morgan Wallen at the same time, so I've always kind of been interested in both of those. So those are kind of my main ones.
Definitely. And then I got another. This might be a tough question for you. Of all of the songs that you've written and released, do you have a favorite that you've made?
Jeez, I guess I would say A Little Too Good, just because of what it did. Not that like I'm only happy if people hear it or it goes viral or whatever, but the response that it had, and how many people it reached was cool. And it was the first song I wrote when I moved to town. It wasn't the first song I ever wrote, but it was like the fourth or fifth song that I ever wrote, and the first one I wrote when I moved to Nashville. And it was just cool that I had no idea how to get anything out at that time or get somebody to hear it. And we didn't even record it until like 2 years after I wrote it. And it was just cool that was the one that kind of stuck out. It's streaming, not like insanely better than the rest of our songs, but it's streaming the best for sure. So it was just cool that was the one that people grabbed onto.
Yeah, well, that's definitely my favorite too.
It's a really good one. It's my go-to shower song whenever I'm like ready to cry. That's what I play.
Yeah. So what's the process like writing music? Like what's the time the timeline? How long from the page to the guitar or to Spotify or wherever? What's that process like?
Well, right now, the way that we record music, I have a great team, but it's a small team, and it's not always, good thing going was a smaller gap from when we wrote it to recorded it. I don't know if you've heard the song Made For, but that was like we turned that song around in 2 days. Wow. And then there's also songs that like take 2 years to come out, like Little Too Good. So there's no real set, time, and that happens in Nashville a lot. You'll write a song and sometimes it'll sit for 10 years or whatever. I think Like a Cowboy, Parker McCollum, that song had been written for like 20 years before he recorded it and put it out. And so there's never really like a linear kind of process there.
What's it when you sit down to do something new? Like, are you out like having a drink or something? You think, hey, I got an idea for something, or do you sit down and like, okay, I'm coming up with something new?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Now I have like scheduled writes where I go in with other writers that are in town, and there's a ton of the best songwriters in the world, I think, are in Nashville, and it's their job to go in and write songs and work with artists. And so I have people on my schedule now that we block out time where it's like, this is time, like you're going to go in, you're going to come out with a song. But to answer your questions about ideas, those, you write them down all the time. Like you could hear something or think of something and hum it into your phone, or I write down titles a lot in your notes. Like a lot of people start from titles. My buddy Eli Winders is a great artist writer. He's like the best title guy I think I've ever heard. Like he always has another idea. I'm like, how do you think of it? He just writes everything down.
Eli just came out with a new song, his first song, right, on Spotify.
Yeah,
Pack my hometown, right?
Pack my hometown.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Shout out,
I like that.
Shout out Eli. Yeah, he just moved to town this summer. We've been hanging out a good bit, but yeah, he's the best title guy I've ever heard. He just writes everything down, and that's you can turn anything, like like a phrase like "good thing going." You can turn that into a song, and it's so commonly used that those are the kind of things that people look for when they want ideas or whatever. But a lot of the ways that I sit down, like I don't think of a title first. Like I said, I just kind of play guitar and sing, and a lot of it sounds like crazy, like it doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden, I'll sing something. I'm like, that's pretty good. It just works together. So, yeah.
Hey, when you're writing a song, and I don't know if your label or whatever, who determines if it's a ballad, if it's if it's an up tempo, a heavy beat song? I've always been fascinated how that comes to be. Like in certain instruments are in certain songs, and I've always been curious about that.
Yeah, it usually, like the speed of it or whatever, the feel of it, it's usually whoever's writing it. It'll have that feel. You can either change it on. There's a lot of fast songs that people have slowed down, like you wrote it fast and they slowed it down or whatever. It just kind of comes down to the artist and a gut call from the artist. And then a lot of times it's a producer that I don't necessarily, I can't sit down and like program it the way that they do and on the computer and stuff like that. That's not my area, but I can have like kind of an executive say where I'm like, I want it to feel like this, or I want the drums to do this, or the bass to do this, or whatever. So it's kind of depends. Some artists are really involved, and some artists just send it off and get it back, and then they're like, great, it's good. And then other people are very involved in every decision. I have a great producer that I've been working with, so it's pretty collaborative with him. He programs it all and plays all the instruments and stuff like that. But if I come back with notes or whatever, we change it up. So it's a group effort.
Damn, that seems like a crazy process. And I want to add one more question here with in the music genre. Do you have any more any new music in the works here coming out soon?
We do have new music in the work. We're trying to figure out. I won't say any timelines because I don't know. It's always changing. But we have music coming out. So yes,
we'll
we got a lot of songs that we're trying to get out. So I'll say that.
That's good. Good to hear.
Real quick, because and then we'll let you go. I know you're busy. When you first, obviously, you said you never were like into like the choir or anything, and you just were singing on your own. Now that you're like touring with one of the biggest female country singers going right now, what is that like for you? Like going in front of, I'm assuming thousands of people, hundreds of, if not thousands of people. I mean, I mean, are you good with people being in front of crowds?
I am. I'm actually, it's weird. The smaller the crowd, the more nervous I get a lot of the time. When I go out and we play like the 500-600 crowd venues, I'm just like at ease, kind of like it's almost like there's no time to be like you just got to get up there and sing, and it's like it feels like a show, and it just feels like people are there to watch a show, and like it's a lot like, I don't know if you played football or anything like that. It's just like it just feels like this is what's supposed to go on, so go do it. Like it's not really like a nervous thing, but when it's a small group, I feel like all the attention's on me, and it's like this. I don't know if this really feels like a concert. Like, are they? Everyone's looking at you, they're listening in and everything like that. So I get more nervous when it's smaller, actually, to answer your question, when it feels like it's an event.
So Generations was a little different, huh?
Well, Generations did. It felt like a small show by the end of it. There was a great crowd in there. I was like, okay. It's a little longer set than what we're playing with Ashley. So yeah. I was kind of adding covers in, like looking on my phone. I'm like, what songs do I know? Let me make sure I can fill the time.
Yeah, hey, you mentioned it. I want to switch gears real quick before we let you go. You said you are. Well, I think I saw that you grew up playing football and basketball, right?
Yes.
And you're from Roswell, Georgia, right? Correct.
Roswell, Georgia. Yeah, it's 20 or 30 minutes north of Atlanta.
So are you an Atlanta sports fan?
I am, yes. Braves, Falcons. I've never really gotten into the Hawks. I've always watched basketball as kind of just like I like the league. I like watching players. So I've never really been a big Hawks guy, and I'm pretty mad that they traded Luka. I've never forgiven them for that. So, but yeah, big Falcons, big Braves guy. Yeah.
What positions you play in basketball and football?
Basketball. I went to a smaller school, so it was funny. I was always like, they always would have me guard the bigger kids, and I'm like 6 foot tall. So
yeah, so you're a pretty tall dude.
Oh, scrappy, yeah, setting a lot of screens, boxing people out, stuff like that. And then I was a quarterback growing up in football, and then I played tight end, like slot receiver, my freshman year, and I broke my collarbone on like a freak routine hit. My collarbone just popped, and I didn't play again until my senior year. And then by the time I was a senior, I weighed like 190 pounds, and I was like the third heaviest kid on the team. And they were like, "You're the center." And I was like, "Oh, geez." I was like, "Oh, geez." That was not the most fun 10 weeks of my life, but I told them I would play, so I did it. But yeah, smaller school, so the football was tough, but I love basketball.
If you have a change of heart and you get tired of the music business or it doesn't work out, and if you can still play quarterback, it looks like the Falcons could use one.
Yeah,
that's about the only. That's about the only part of everything else around the Falcons. It looks like they're going to be good. They get the quarterback figured out. They're going to be a problem, I think.
So in your free time, if you have any, what do you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Madden. Speaking of football,
Do you use the Falcons?
I'm addicted. No, I use I started playing online, and I was just getting whipped. So I had to start using the Bills, Eagles, stuff like that. I had to get some better quarterbacks, Niners, stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of Madden in my free time. That's been it lately. I try to work out a good bit in golf when I can. So
there you go, cool. So here's your golf partner.
There you go.
All right, Vincent. Before we let you go, last question here. Job always likes to end with this. The producer. Do you have any advice for any aspiring musicians or anybody that's trying to chase their dreams?
Yeah, I was talking about this today, like the process of it. I think, like before I came on the podcast, but I think if you're trying to write, just do what you would do if you thought no one would hear it. I think that's the biggest thing I took away from Little Too Good. I never thought anyone would hear that song, and it's the one that people like the most. So I think try to keep that in mind. Like never try to write something with people hearing it in mind. You'll mess yourself up a good bit. And then other than that, it's if you have a vision and you feel like God's telling you to do something, listen to it. I think whatever it is, I think God tells you his plans for you by putting it on your heart, and you wanting to do it is him telling you to go do it. So whatever it is, I think just go out and do it. Whatever you want to do most is the plan for you. So I really do believe in that. I think stuff has fallen into place for me in ways I can't explain. So, yeah, I think just believe in yourself.
Well said.
Yeah, that's good stuff, Vincent, honestly. You're a very relatable, likable dude, man. I'll tell you what, it's hard to root against people like you. So, obviously, wish you definitely the best of luck.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Maybe we'll come down to Nashville sometime. Maybe have a few drinks with you.
Hey, I got a proposition for you here. I know you're a busy guy. You're killing it right now. Hey, but we're really in the market for an intro. So if you ever got any time to give us a little bit, give us if you ever got time, we'll slide a few bills your way and.
What a proposition.
I got you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do a little jingle for y'all.
All right.
There you go.
You're the man.
All right. Thanks, Vincent.
We'll stay in touch with you, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let me know when y'all come to town.
Yeah, we'll come to town, have a few drinks.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks so much, man.
See you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Later.
thank y'all. Bye.
It's only Tuesday, and the weekend feels so far away. To bring yourself a little closer, spice up day 2 of your week with the Pine Room on the Watchdog, where you'll do much more than just listen, like jumping in the time machine to visit historical events, celebrate birthdays, weddings, and even honor those no longer with us, playing games like Two Lies and a Florida Guy, Song Sleuths, and more. From the happenings in space to local news, join the Pine Room on the Watchdog Tuesdays from 12 to 3.
Can I do that one time?
Huh? You do it?
No, next time.
Do it.
No,
do it now because I got to do it again. Do it.
How many times?
3.
That's it. That's fucking
good.
professional.
That might have been
That's
the best
professional.
I've ever
That
had.
might have been the best one we've done.
Some solid
Maybe a clap model.
Hey, it's kind of like the flagpole holder.
Yeah.
Like they'll hire you. They'll hire you for a movie set.
Yes.
Like, Chris.
We need claps.
Right.
Action.
Watch him do it 4 times too.
Right.
That's what you're going to be home at doing in the mirror.
I don't know. I don't know what my range is. I don't know how far I can go.
There's a difference in. Do you ever do the?
Yeah, there is a
You got
difference.
that.
There's different
That's that
techniques.
clap.
But that's always like a lighter one. Like you don't like that kind of clap.
I like the golf clap.
Yeah, you're not.
When there's talent that goes by the golf clap.
That's my brother.
I think my loudest clap is like the right like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got a little,
that-
little
the
cup
cup.
action.
You
Yeah,
go
little cup
cup.
action.
What
one
did
of-
your guys go to claps in public? Like if you're at like an event,
Yeah,
like,
this
I'm
like
always
Vincent
that.
just finished playing a concert, like you.
Oh, that's now
Vincent,
okay.
let's go.
All right, ready? Here we go. All right, I'm going to give a scenario. We're all
right.
going to clap.
Okay.
This is ready. All right, here we go.
This may
Here we
be
go.
the best segment of all 78 episodes. Let's go.
claps.
All right, ready? We just we're at the show of hands, and somebody just got doing their pitch for their business. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
good.
did the same one.
Okay.
Good, very
Okay.
good.
We probably
All
didn't even
right.
like it. We didn't want to do
Yeah, we wanted
We're
him
so
to
All right,
win.
all right, and
Fuck
then
them.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
all right, bigger venue. Guy just got done giving a really good speech before maybe I don't know a movie showing or something. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right,
That's
and
so
now
weird.
finally we just got. We're at.
We just won the beer contest.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
Ready?
geez.
3, 2, 1.
Let's fucking go! Are we allowed to smoke cigars in here?
Yeah.
Because that was going on too.
Tie it up again. God
Dude, I'm
damn.
going to get a beer. I'm going to get a beer.
You know what? We just lost half our audience
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Somebody just
Are they
ran.
fucking clapping?
And how many
is
times
that?
have you been at something where like people were clapping and over and over, and then you just basically just do a half-ass, just to
yeah.
pretend like you appreciate what's going
Like
on.
to
And
be
you're
like class presentations when
Yeah.
when like
Yeah.
the 15th person's gone.
You almost don't even
Right.
make any noise. With the
right,
clap.
right. Just
It's
you just as
like
long as you're
a-
making the movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
that was
actually, a
the
great example of this is like you kind of feel bad for like senior night, for lack of better terms. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You know, the first couple is getting like, because everybody's still into it. By the time you get to the Z's, they're
Yeah.
like, well, fuck. Glad the fuckers graduating.
thank
Yeah,
you.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Jeez, it's like on our graduation we had what, like 290 people
That's
in our
tough.
class.
Yeah.
Were you at my
290.
graduation at
Christ,
West Lim?
450. Oh yeah.
Do you remember who started clapping and got the person to wrap up the speech?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Because this is crazy. Yeah. The guy that was the class speaker, the guest speaker for the graduation. I mean, this guy went on for 45 minutes talking about he eventually got the C3PO and R2D2. Somehow was on a graduation speech. It was incredible.
Wait, when was
This
it?
was at Cooley's
2 years
graduation
ago.
at West Liberty, and I was working. And who was it that got the class?
It was Rodney. Rodney just started clapping. Just yeah, the whole place just erupted in claps. Just
it
to
was-
get this guy on the
yeah,
fucking
we
stage.
didn't.
I swear to God, he just went. Started clapping. And everybody just went.
And the place
That is
erupted.
phenomenal.
Went crazy. The place went crazy because it's like, oh, he's done. He's done. Thank God.
I was like, "What's that?"
Wait,
He's like, "Dude,
he
I couldn't
wasn't-
fucking listen any longer."
He wasn't done yet.
No, he just started clapping.
Oh,
I've never heard that before.
Well, I bet
it's
Ronnie was a
incredible.
hero for that.
Oh, dude, everybody started clapping. I was like, "Thank fucking God,
it
whoever
was
did
so,
that."
it was so bad. I even texted, I was texting my friends. I said, are you hearing this? This is insane. And actually, there was a spring graduation, so it was packed. I mean, place was filled. So it was a ton of people. They even had to have people go over to College Hall and listen. They had like a live stream of it in there because they didn't have enough seats because there were so many people graduating. So it was like we still had to get through the whole ceremony before this clown was done.
That was the best thing I've ever heard.
Oh, dude,
It was amazing. It was amazing.
I didn't know because I'm sitting in the
started
seats.
it.
Yeah, he started. I'm sitting in
That
the
is
seats.
fucking great, but that's so embarrassing from a commencement speaker. They're really, it's not supposed to be about you. You're supposed to find.
that was terrible.
That's
Say that.
unbelievable. That's
Yeah.
selfish.
It was a
Dick
look
is what
at me.
that is.
They have all the graduations archived on YouTube,
We have
so
to
we
pull
could
that
go
up.
back and find it.
Oh,
if we
God.
Well,
wanted
you're
to.
right about that, Jeff, because you
Wait.
would think, well, a lot of people don't really embrace graduation. They don't want to be there, especially when
No.
there's fucking 200 students.
Oh, my gosh, there were so
and so
many.
if you're going to do a speech, you want it to be a good one, but make it to the point. You practice it, make it 10 minutes. I don't know, 12 minutes. I don't know, and then be done.
100%. Something relatable.
Right.
Trying to be relatable to the class.
And you said he's on Star Wars.
Yeah. He said he ended up getting somehow got on Star Wars. It was amazing.
It was just one of those speeches where 10 minutes in, you don't hear the rest of it.
Yeah,
You have no idea what he's saying
was
anymore.
You're looking at your phone.
Yeah,
You're
like
just-
I was just staring straight ahead, and everything he was saying was like nothing. Like, he could have told me my whole house was on fire. I would have had no idea.
Job, it should be
That's
on
bad.
YouTube.
That's so bad.
It should be on YouTube somewhere that you could find it. It was the most amazing thing. I had no idea that Rodney.
Yeah, he's
did
the one that started it. Because I walked.
I can't wait to ask him about that.
No, he'll love that.
Who do you think's responsibility is to get the commencement speaker? Do you think it's the
That's
president?
a really good question. I don't know. Maybe the board. Would it be the
Oh,
board?
that's- yeah.
Although,
possibly?
actually, the board's a good answer.
Probably the
That's
board.
Probably the board. That's a good answer. Is this the cat?
Is that him, Jarrett?
That is him. 100%. That's him.
Okay.
Yeah. Job on mute. No, excuse me. No.
Not him?
Yeah, no, that's not him.
Oh, them fools up there with.
Oh, there's
Is it?
Who the fuck?
I actually know her.
We know her
Actually
too.
know her too. We're watching the West Liberty 2021 commencement, and I don't remember. They might have cut it out.
Well, I can't
They
say
may
I
have-
blame
they
him
may have-
after,
It's only
after what you
57
guys
minutes
said.
long.
Yeah, they may have cut it out.
Oh, they
It's
definitely
the
cut it out.
only archived West Liberty graduation without a commencement
Yes.
speaker.
That looks like December graduation, I think.
No.
Yeah, because there's hardly anybody there.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Because it was nuked in there.
Well, you guys keep talking.
Yeah, well, he's trying to find it, but Vincent just messaged me back, said he had a ton of fun. Thanks again. So, really, really good guy. I hope everybody enjoyed that little interview with Vincent. He was just the coolest dude and really honest guy. That he really was excited when I came up and talked to him. So
That is good
happy,
stuff, though.
really happy he came on. Thanks to him for coming on. I know he's super busy, so.
Without
it
a
was,
doubt.
I like what you said, Jeff. He is super relatable, and I think that's the coolest part. Like when celebrities, like, cause you always think like they're hard to talk to, but then like he came on and it was just like he was sitting at the Pine Room.
100% having a drink.
I know he'd like the Pine Room.
Oh, I'm
No,
sure he
I-
would.
yeah.
Actually, I wanted to talk. I was going to hit him up, and obviously, like you said, he's busy. Wanted to go. I wanted to see if he was a sports gambler or anything like that.
Oh man, we
relatable
could-
that
yeah.
way.
I wonder if gambling's illegal in Tennessee.
You know what? I don't know.
That's the fucker.
Is that him?
Yes,
Yeah.
we found him.
He said, "There's the fucker."
I'm going to try to find where they start clapping. And
That is
Yeah, I mean you can
absolutely
see
phenomenal.
how packed graduation is. So there's a ton of people to get through, and this guy's talking about Leonardo da Vinci.
Rodney's sitting up the top left of like the seat, and it's all the way up at the top, and boss said he just starts clapping.
He's probably echoing. If he's that far up
Yeah.
with there,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
everybody knows he's clapping.
Yeah, and thank goodness I had a good seat where I was comfortable. I didn't have to stand or anything because I mean look how long that video is. 2.5 hours. I think
That's
it is.
absurd. Is that Ric Flair in the back right?
He's been talking.
Yeah.
What is that? Or who is that?
Who did you say?
Ric Flair.
That is. Good. Jub's gone.
Oh no!
What?
Jub's gone.
It's the funny part about this too is obviously this president is no longer at West Liberty, but it is so. I'll use the words embarrassing again in the higher institution, and probably the number one thing that you cannot do is plagiarize. And I cannot believe we kept a president around that fucking was busted for plagiarizing.
Isn't that amazing?
Honestly, that's an embarrassment. To higher
that
institution,
amazing?
That's bad. That's so bad.
Holy shit, Jeff!
Well-
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, there's probably
Hard time.
reasons why they look past that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
You're
But
not wrong, Mr.
it's
Pavlik.
fucking
You're
dumb.
not wrong.
That school is not in a good place right now. I loved it when I was there, but
No,
it's not in a good spot right now.
That's going to be tough to find.
Hopefully, Jub's able to find
It'd
this.
be super cool if that Ric Flair just took a razor blade to the
start bleeding
out and stuff.
Hey, Jay, I want to ask you real quick. Well, you guys too. Are you tired of the Deion hype? Have you
Deion Sanders?
Yeah.
I don't like college football, so it's.
Oh, you don't really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm NFL.
I knew you liked the NFL, but I didn't realize you didn't like it.
Yeah, I just there's no players like that bring me into college football, so he kind of gives me a reason to watch. That's why I like it. I like all the hype.
Well, and the reason I brought up, and it kind of a tad similar like with the Taylor Swift thing is, it's a spectacle for that team.
Mm-hmm.
He's always got his designer shades on, and he's got all these rappers on the sideline. And did you see what he had last week?
Yeah, he brought a whole
well, the one guy named DaBaby.
Yeah, he brought him in.
Mm-hmm. This fucking guy shot 2 people.
Well, the one was in self-defense. I know that.
Well, even the guy said, "Well, fuck, who the fuck you running with? What normal citizen shoots 2 people and says it's self-defense?" I mean, and the guy, I mean. I just think I was a very poor choice, but whatever. Did you see that guy talking?
Yeah. DaBaby.
He had nothing to add.
He's a rapper. Yeah, I don't know why he thought a rapper.
Well, that's where to me Deion just it's not over the top. Just it's too much.
I think the hype has definitely died.
Oh, without a doubt. Back in the day, growing up, I was not a fan of Deion whatsoever.
No.
He fucking wore me out. I was never that flashy dude. Like I did. Those types of people are very hard for me to root for. I'm more of a Vincent Mason type of dude, the laid back, relatable type of cat. But what I will tell you, Chris, I've kind of embraced Deion a little bit from the side of things of he is old school mindset. And that he's trying, even though he
seems to be, yes.
He is the flashy, and I still don't like that bullshit. And I agree. I mean, if you and I were hanging out with a dude that shot 2 or 3 people, we would probably be looked upon a little bit differently. So I think his decisions with that type of shit is making him look bad.
Yes.
But I do think like how he's very old school thought process, and he's holding some of these kids' feet to the fire, and I do appreciate that.
I agree. I'm with you there.
Yeah, but
I like that he's restored. I mean. Enough restored Colorado to where they're respectable, where they used to be, because Colorado was a good program back in the day,
without a doubt. In the 90s, without a doubt.
And I think that's almost like his calling. That's where he belongs, if you ask me.
Yes,
as in
without a
molding young men and making them productive members of society. They're not all going to go to the NFL, as opposed to trying to
sell cars.
No, I mean I meant to say NFL, because that's just a totally different animal.
And
how many former players they don't make good coaches?
Is he the coach that I think I've seen a video where he was like saying you'll be provided with a tie, like you're going to wear a suit and tie?
They do,
yeah, and respect all women within the program, which was really cool. He made sure that
because he's flashy, but he's not like disrespectful. I feel like it's more like he hypes himself up, but he's not like, I guess, trash talking other people in a way until they said something to him. Like Colorado State head coach said something to them first, then they talk back. So like he's flashy, but I feel like he keeps it with himself.
And I don't disagree. I think the other part about that does drive me a little bit nuts. It's too much about him. It's way too much. Like really, at the end of the day, it should be. And I think he does a good job of obviously talking about his players, and 2 of them are his sons, so that's a little bit easy to do as well. But I think that it's just too much about him. And I think that's probably where you're getting wore out, and I would agree that's where I'm probably a little wore out. But I think he's brought some old school values back, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, it's like Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Yeah, it's never vice versa. It's not the Colorado Buffaloes and Deion.
Yeah, so but I think the Colorado train has sailed.
So here's my question: Will it be back though? Do you think he will hands down have them in the top 5 in the next 4 years?
I think he could, because I think every kid graduating high school right now is like, oh, I want to go play for Deion at Colorado, because he's getting these rappers, he's getting these people to come invest in the program. Which I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but.
Good for Colorado.
It works, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it works.
And it seems like there's probably going to be, everything's a copycat league, or so you'll have other schools. I mean, whomever, could be Miami, who they've been down for years. I mean, I guess that formula works for him. So I guess,
and I
good
think
for him. How long has he got his son for?
He could either end of this year, or he might stay. It's up to him.
How come more like former players in the NFL don't go back and coach college? I mean, is that normal?
It's not for everybody. I mean, some of those guys just aren't good at coaching.
Because I feel like I've never, like, the Dion thing, and I don't pay attention to football, so I could be wrong on this. I feel like that's not a normal thing. Like, it's not a common thing.
Some coaches are former players, like Dan Campbell for the Lions. I don't know if you know him. He was a player.
Well, I guess it'd be like, how old is he?
Probably like 50s.
Like, yeah.
How old's Dion?
Probably
56,
60s.
I think.
He's old, too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you won't see too many young guys.
But I tell you what, the other thing of that is it's a grind. Like, I think people just like think that it's just like an easy. It's a fucking.
I
grind,
can't imagine
man.
the amount of shit you have to deal with.
And to boot, you separate because actually the grind is college more than the pros.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because you are not only coaching kids, you got to do the speaking engagements. You have to fucking blow the boosters so the boosters blows your program.
Blow the parents.
Blow the parents. I mean, I don't think there's a day off in college.
No.
Yeah.
Well, especially in a big college where you're getting
yeah.
a lot of publicity. I think you're probably just a whipping horse for.
Yeah,
Just
especially
the
at
things
West
we've
Web.
seen over the it just seems like NCAA sports, especially basketball and the football, it's just such a slimy profession.
That's why. Let's just call it what it is now. Let's just get rid of the whole fucking student athlete title.
I'm tired of hearing about that.
Like it's so far from that anymore. It's the minor leagues into the NFL. We just need to call it what it is and roll with it.
Yeah.
I support it.
Because I mean,
I know you do.
What?
That is the minor league now. I love it.
Well, how about today? Caleb Williams come out and said the fact of the matter, there's no reason for him to go to the pros next year. He's going to make more money at USC.
I saw that. I think that was fake.
Well, and I get that, but I'll be honest with you, probably with his NILs,
Probably.
he's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
He could make like $7 to $10 million. I heard.
And then to boot, he's in college, still
Yeah.
living his best life.
Yeah.
I mean,
He ain't
Could win
paying
3
for
Heismans in a row.
He ain't paying for shit.
ain't paying for shit.
And you know what? And if he does stick around in college and he blows out his knee, he's got enough money probably.
Yeah, he's
So
all right.
He'll still
good.
get drafted.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like I can't remember what the argument was, but it's like, well, these kids have to not only dedicate their time to football, but also to their schoolwork. There ain't a shot and shit a hot shot.
no.
Not the top players. Like the top.
Like back when, just as an example, like Joe Burrow, I don't know that he I don't know how smart. I don't know if he's like smart or whatever. But like if he was failing all of his classes, he would still be going. to
Maybe
the
not his
NFL.
first couple years because he was a backup.
Right, because they'd say
Actually,
like, well,
third string.
Joe, you got a D minus or you failed that history exam. I don't think we're going to let you play against Georgia Saturday.
Whoever that is.
Well, I saw that the quarterback for Duke, Riley Leonard. He sent that message to his professor and
After
said
that big win?
Yeah, and he said, "My homework's due at midnight. Can you extend it?" And the professor said back, "Well, your linemen sure got their homework in. No extension."
Loved it.
I loved it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And that's the
Fuck
way
that
it should
guy.
be.
Yep.
And that's the way.
Yeah, boo.
Should I be
No,
honest?
I mean,
What?
no.
Give him the extension.
Fuck no.
He's out there putting on
Bullshit.
for your school.
No,
What the-
bullshit.
Don't you think somebody should be held accountable?
Yeah, but I've gotten extensions and I'm nothing into that West Lib school.
Yeah, what?
I'm the backup catcher.
But that's totally different. That's like you.
And he put out on social media and
They're kids, man.
Fuck it. No, they're not.
See that I'll be honest with you, I love you, Tyler Cooley, but that is unfortunately that's the problem with the mindset though.
right.
because
Your
we're-
mindset's fucked up.
No, it's not. That's not it. Because you have a right to your
Well,
opinion.
no. I disagree with you. Put it down.
I just think that process now, Mr. Cooley, is we're raising. You're in college. There is no fucking extensions in college. Matter of fact, I struggled with Luke when he was in fucking high school, and we were post-COVID, and they're still handing out extensions. Fuck that shit. You know, we got to prep these kids to be fucking productive members of society, and with that mindset. And here's it: you're not wrong by no means. I'm just saying it. Just to me, we can't create any more weakness than we already have. And if we keep this path, we are fucked.
Exactly, 100%. And how long did you know about this assignment? Like, why do you need an extension?
Well, I think the lineman, like you said, the lineman.
Wait, but what is your answer to that?
I was just one of those kids that would be emailing the professor, "Hey, can I get an extension?"
But I
like,
know, but what?
But
Like,
you
for like
see,
2 weeks, did you just fuck off and play video
Yes.
games? And
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just being a kid. You
Well,
No.
Just fuck up.
No.
No.
That's being an irresponsible kid.
I agree.
because I will 1,000% admit, I was a guy that would wait to the last minute to
Oh,
do shit.
I'm
I
a
would wait the last
procrastinator,
minute.
100%
But that's on me. If
Without a doubt.
I mess up and I get like I wasn't one to ever ask for like I couldn't do that because I knew I was in the wrong.
Oh no, but I would say this: it depends on the student. Like if it's a guy that's missing work and always asking for an extension, then he can fuck off. But if it's like his first time asking, I don't see the problem with.
Well, I think every rule is meant to be broken, or there's always gray. Don't get me wrong. So your scenario there, then the one-offs,
especially the quarterback.
Well,
Maybe
and to boot, that whatever assignment that he did or did not turn in is not going to affect him in the least bit. Like that, unless he got kicked out of school for missing an assignment, he's not getting kicked off the team.
Right.
He's not, if he's a quarterback and he's good, he's not getting kicked off the team. Everybody's going to blow him on campus because how good he is. I mean, I hate it. I can't stand. I can't stand
To
it.
me, there was something about just like the grind of like trying to get your homework done like before we had a weekend series or do it like in the hotel room. Something to me about that. Obviously, it was fucking horrible. I hated it. But like now looking back, there was something about that grind of like trying to get it done. If I needed to get it done before, I don't know. There's something about it that was like rewarding.
Well,
It was
here's
rewarding.
the deal. That is called the natural progression of what you should feel.
Yeah.
that's a great
Right,
feeling.
right.
Yeah,
And
it was
that's
like,
a good thing.
And it's like you think it.
No, but I want to
like,
hear what you had to say.
me, it's like okay, we have practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got a midweek on Wednesday. We got a weekend series Saturday, Sunday. So I got to plan out my whole schedule of like, okay, when am I getting this shit done? Like, it's got to be done this time because if I do it on the road, it's not getting done.
And do you know how important that is when it is time for you to, whatever you're going to do in life, and you're sitting across from the person that's going to hopefully be your potential employer, and you can spin that and sell that in front of somebody? You know how fucking important it is that you can. There's so many things you can multitasking to. I mean, so many things that an employee would look at you and go, well, fuck, if he can do all that.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm telling you, dude, it's super important. But I want to hear what you were going to say because I think you were going to say something.
Well, I just don't think homework should be a thing. That's just me.
Actually, Cool, that's so funny you said that because I thought about this. I saw kids getting off the bus the other day, and I'm thinking they just sat a whole 8-hour, 7-hour day throughout school, and then they're going to get home and probably have an hour, 2 hours of homework to do. I'm like, damn, that just seems fucked up.
Well, how many of them have bad home lives?
I think. Sorry.
This opened up a whole can of worms.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well,
Be
I
all
think
night.
high school. Because you have to be in that building for 8 hours, probably 8+ hours a day. You're doing work throughout that 8 hours. Granted, if you're actually going to the classes you should be going to, like your normal level, upper level, and then your college level. If you're doing that, like Luke, for example, or my senior year was a joke, but by say sophomore year, we would do work all day and then come home and do a couple hours worth of homework. That to me, I feel like is a little excessive because, like, after that 8 hours, I'm done. I'm finished. I mean, I did because I took a college history class when I was in high school, and it took like honors English and honors whatever. And by the time I got home, I'm done. All I want to do is just sit down, eat, and just wait again and do it the next day. But college, you're only in class for, an hour. Maybe. I only had class on max for 3 hours a day. On maximum for 3 hours a day. And then some days I'd have class for an hour. So, I wouldn't have learned all the skills I have now with this stuff if I didn't have homework to keep going into what I was doing. So I think that in college, extra work is...
There you go.
I agree about the high school. I do. As far as the homework, it should be very limited. But in college, whatever they give you, to me, my thinking is we're all a bunch of fucking immature jack-offs. In high school.
we are
teenagers.
now.
I was to say, I still got a little bit of that in me now.
But it's, me too. But but I think though college is more of an experience where you're out on your own and you have to budget your time. You have to mold yourself with the help of others, whether you're friends or professors, to where you can multitask and you can get up for class on time. Because, college is 4 or 5 years, and then you got to go out into the fucking real world. And then, the fun ends eventually. and just, like I said, when you're saying playing video games or drinking like a wild man. I mean, I think, and that's partly what college, that's how I look at it anyway, because you got, you go from high school and then to college and then to the real world with working. I mean, and, if you're just going to have lazy habits in college, then you're probably not going to really.
I always say this: you had to try to fail in college. I mean, you had to literally try to get zeros, because if you just do your work,
if you just show up,
you show up to class.
Yes,
you show up to class.
You can at least scrape by. You can get by. I mean, I know a girl that I know a girl of a friend. I know a friend of a friend who knew a girl who literally had a 0 GPA, a zero GPA in a given semester because she didn't go to class, didn't do her work, and just partied.
I don't support that.
I want to ask you, because as parents, if your son or your daughter, Chris, came to you and said, "Dad, I got a 0 GPA," how do you even react?
Or even like a 0.5.
Well, though, which I think is what's a lot different. It is because their mother usually took care of it, because they had. Couldn't you get online and see what your kids were doing?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure exactly.
I don't do it, but yeah,
definitely in high school.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think college.
back when we were in high school, your parents would get bombarded if they saw your report card at the end of the quarter. But now, but like what you're saying is, I don't know, just constantly be on them, because you can get on there and check their grades and see what they did on a test, and then you're on their ass. So unfortunately, I didn't have to deal with that. But
I mean, I remember when we were in middle school, because you used to get printed out report cards in the little manila folder.
Yes, sir.
And the teacher had to sign. Teacher had to sign it to make, or your parents had to sign it to make sure that they saw it. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting my report card, and for the first time in my life, I got a B. I had all A's. I never got B's, and I got a B for the first time. I sobbed because I thought my dad is going to beat the shit out of me. I was like, I thought he is going to scream. Like, I'm never going to come out of my room. I failed. I mean, and I think that's probably a good.
That's a healthy fear.
Yeah, and
that's a very healthy fear, in my opinion.
And now looking back at it, that's probably why I'm so afraid to fail, because
but
there's
that's okay though.
Yeah,
I think I'm torn on the homework thing. I really am. I'm torn because it'd be different. I made this statement a while back on this. It'd be different if we were the first ones going through homework or the last ones going. I mean, that's what people have done. And so if other generations have been able to muscle through that, us dumbing it down now isn't going to benefit us at all. Yeah. Do I think that a kid should sit in the classroom for 7 hours and then have to go home for 5 hours and do it? That's a little excessive. But I think, once again, everything you guys just got done talking about, balance and time and knowing, okay, so maybe it's not Doodle Friday. Even in grade school or high school, it's not Doodle Friday, and then I need to learn in my pea brain at that time. And maybe we're bad parents. Maybe my wife and I were fucking bad parents. But I know, we sat with Luke until 4th grade homework. And then it was Luke's responsibility. Mm-hmm. We completely pulled ourselves away from the kitchen table. Not that we weren't there to support him or not there to help him whenever he needed help, but we weren't babying him. We weren't sitting down with him and saying, okay, the answer is this or whatever.
Took off his swimmies.
And
took off his swimmies.
Right. I just wonder, when talking about that, you kind of distance yourself after 4. How many parents would do their kids' homework?
Oh,
I know.
Oh, without a doubt.
I know for a fact in college that a father of a kid wrote papers for him.
Mm-hmm. If my dad ever wrote a paper for me, I'd be like,
I'll say
what if you asked him? What if you said, "Dad, can you do this for me?"
Oh my God! Can you imagine what he?
It wouldn't be pretty.
No,
it'd be awful.
Yes,
it'd be awful.
Because you know what? He had to live it too.
Yeah.
So why the fuck? I mean,
I ain't doing it twice.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I think I asked him that once. I was like, "What if I came to you and asked you if you could do my paper?" And he didn't. He just laughed because he knew he knew it was bad. I mean, when we got home when we were in middle school, my dad had borrowed or got it from high school from Park. 2 desks, 2 school desks. When we came home, as soon as we came through the door, we got our homework done. There was no buffer. We came in, got our homework done, and then that was it.
But you used to fight him on that? Because maybe not, or maybe it was somebody else. Because I remember him talk. I think it was him. Maybe it was one of you two guys. He said, "God damn it, get your fucking homework. It takes you 2 hours. Then you have dinner. You got the rest of the night." And I totally agree with him, because what kid wants to do their homework at 8 or 9 at night? But I totally agree. But I could see why you wouldn't want to do it either.
I just hated school. I hated school. Ever up until my year college, I hated school. I absolutely hated school. Well, think about all, and obviously I learned a lot of good stuff, like English, and I'm thank God I know how to read and write, and I love to write, and I know proper grammar and stuff like that. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Think about all the useless shit that you get pumped into your brain. I mean,
there is a lot of that. There is a lot of that.
Like, I'm learning how to do imaginary numbers in algebra. Like, when am I ever in my life, unless I'm going to be some sort of calculus teacher or a rocket scientist, when am I ever going to use an imaginary number?
When's the last time you used the term integer? Isn't that a math term?
Yeah.
Or you divided fractions?
No.
Oh, that shit was so hard. Dividing fractions, that shit was so hard.
It is.
Fractions, math. I was really good at math for whatever reason. And oh God, fractions really fucked me up. They still to this day fuck me up.
Math's not my thing. Not even close.
You know what I'd love if we could do, and not if we could all take like an IQ test, just to see what that would be like.
With Champ.
We should all have to rock an ACT test.
Chris,
Soup still owes me one for that bet.
That's right.
Because I've done a couple. Have you ever done them online?
No.
I'll do it, and then.
I had to take one when I went to college.
If I'm sitting around and it dawns on me, I'm going to try to just fucking take a test. So there'll be like 20 questions. Then you got to pay for the results.
Exactly right.
Fuck you.
To let me know how fucking dumb I am. I got to pay for that.
But it's challenging though.
Hey,
for sure.
When is the last time you had to solve a polynomial equation?
Oh, I remember those.
So you had to do 4x to the 6th power plus 4x to the 5th power minus 24x to the 4th power equals 0.
Wait, give me the first. Wait, give me the first part of that, like the first.
Factoring and solve polynomial equations.
Wait, give me the first part of that. 4x what?
I don't even know.
I vaguely remember how to do this, like very, very vaguely.
4x to the 6th power.
You got to get rid of the numbers and you put it in parentheses.
But isn't parentheses always the first action?
That's PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses.
Oh wow, jobber.
Parentheses.
What's the number that's
exponentials?
Exponents. Multiplication, division,
attraction,
good for you guys. That's actually
addition,
impressive.
Subtraction, yeah,
really is impressive.
I took regular math, so
let's do.
Like, what would be the 3/4 divided by 1/8? Okay,
Job, you bring it up.
Sounds like a bag of weed to me.
Yeah. We'll do it hands on.
Exactly. Right.
Do you remember doing logarithms?
I kind of remember logarithm.
Log 2 x plus log 2 parenthesis x minus 3 equals 2.
What was the other one, like tan and all that?
And cosine
and tangent.
You just type it in the calculator.
My thing is, why?
Starting to fucking shake right now.
Why? Jeff's scratching himself.
Like Jesus.
Why does the average student need to know that though?
Because they don't need homework.
The only thing that I could even justify maybe is if they do it just to see if they maybe enjoy it. Maybe see that's something that they want to do in their lives. Like everybody takes history, everybody takes English,
or maybe
that's what they. Maybe it's just to see if they enjoy it. I don't know.
Or your ability to solve equations. Or
see if your brain works the right way.
I mean,
we did that for 3 years. I mean, we did. I remember
I did it in fucking college.
I mean, it pissed me off so bad having to do that in college because I knew I wanted to go there to either be for graphic design. I was like, I'm never in a million fucking years ever going to sit down and.
So you think you deserved or should have had homework for that class in college?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think like
well played.
Well, that's to my other point is if you're in college, aside from your freshman year. If you shouldn't have any gen eds at all.
You shouldn't have it your freshman year either.
Well, I think you
just get it for 4 years.
That's true.
In high school.
I think if you know what you want to go into,
I should have never had art. I should have never had rock. I should have never had math, geography. I was there for health and PE.
Cools, do you remember?
Why the fuck did I take rock appreciation and draw monsters and
rock appreciation?
Yeah, that was actually kind of a good, cool class. Cooley, do you remember? And I'm trying to find this video of when me and Job were doing math homework in the house at school.
You were sitting at the lunch table in the middle of our living room,
our dinner table, and he had a meltdown.
Yeah, fuck that. That's like a beautiful mind.
Can you see this from over there? Can you see that?
It's just like a bunch of scribble.
That's all it is.
Japanese.
I mean, that take you 15 minutes to do this, and I don't understand it.
So
Math genuinely pisses me off.
You think that quarterback should have did rock appreciation homework?
If he had to do it, yeah.
No.
Because at least with rock appreciation, I learned something.
Mm-hmm.
Like with rock appreciation, if Chris said, "Hey, when the Beatles came to America for the first time,"
But it's irrelevant. Like,
No, it
you don't
isn't.
need
No,
to
it's-
know that for
but
whatever you wanted to learn.
you don't need to know that, but it's
How
common,
did that help? No, it's not common sense.
It's common
Common
knowledge,
knowledge?
though.
How?
Because
I don't know
because everybody knows who
Well,
the
but I think there are a lot of it, though,
And-
Coles. You can engage in a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can do that with any topic, though. It doesn't have. Why
You
not
just
make it
said
about?
you just said it's not relevant. Then how can you
Well,
talk about it?
I mean, to your major though. Like, I'm going to school to learn that specific topic.
But-
so why am I paying hard-earned money to learn about something I don't want to learn
Well,
about?
I think
I would
College,
say
I'm paying for
That's
it.
your
I would
answer.
say
It's a money grab.
Yeah,
at
that's all it
lea-
is. It's a fucking scam.
I'm not saying you need to take it, but I'm saying at least with that class, if it ever comes up in conversation, I can talk about it. Whereas, like, the only thing I would ever do a logarithmic equation was if it was on a piece of paper, and that's never going to happen.
But also, you got the other thing about it is, and you're not wrong with what you're saying, because I do think sometimes that's a money grab. But college is also meant to make you a cultured person, to make you a wide verse person. Like Jesuit back in the day when she went there for her undergrad, they make you do a major and a minor. You had to, and it was to develop the whole person, for lack of better terms. And I get it.
I have
keep
no
you there
problem
for
with
4
it.
years.
Yeah, but it does. But do I think it's a little bit of a money grab? But do I agree that it probably builds a stronger person if you're into college. But if it's somebody like you said, you hated school, or I wasn't a huge fan of school, but then it's a fucking pain in the dick.
Like, that's cultural knowledge. So that's like, to me, I think everybody should at least have some sort of rounded knowledge on English, like literature, art, geography.
But that's what high school was for. That's what I'm getting at.
But I mean, in college though, you're specifically going.
You're picking your specific lane that you want to go in.
But I feel like
I don't think
college.
you should be forced to learn something when you're the one paying for it.
I feel
You
like
don't go to a restaurant and they force you to eat a certain type of food because you're paying for what you want.
Hey, that's a very valid point.
But I mean,
Fuck, it's stupid. I think it's so dumb.
I don't.
Cooley for president,
I don't
everybody.
disagree.
Cooley.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
don't disagree with you, but
And I didn't take rock appreciation. Like
We
that.
could go on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's
all right,
wrap it
we're gonna
up.
wrap it up. Thanks to Vincent Mason for
Good
being on the
stuff.
show.
Yes,
Good
Vincent.
Maybe.
Hey, what kind of clap should we give him?
Yeah.
I was hoping for
I went a little bit too
It'd be a
hard.
lot louder if we just listened to one of
Yeah,
his
if we were at
songs.
his concert or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So thank you, Vincent Mason. Maybe in the next couple episodes you'll hear a jingle by Vincent Mason.
Jingle.
Who knows? Anyway, thanks for listening to episode 78 of the Pine Room Podcast. And until next time, we'll see you right here in the Pine Room.
Peace.
Later.